Hello again, and thank you for staying with us. Now, the countdown to this year's Soweto Farmers Market is on. The market is scheduled to take place on the 26th of this month and is expected to benefit local businesses. For more on this, we are now joined in studio by Mbulelo Ntshatsha, who's the founder of the Soweto Farmers Market. Good to have you on the program, Mbulelo. So, firstly, tell us what inspired the idea behind the Soweto Farmers Market?
Okay, thank you for having me. So what inspired the Soweto Farmers Market is it was actually conceived not long after the lockdown. So we realized that the local businesses actually felt the pinch the most of the lockdown. And we actually looked at a possible solution just to cushion a bit, you know, the impact that the lockdown had on the local businesses. So how this came about is that we realized that there are a lot of farmers markets, like as the likes of the one you find in Midrand somewhere, the neighbor goods farmers market. So why not bring it back home where we are, you know, Ekasi? So we started the Soweto Farmers Market in 2021. And the whole idea is that what actually, if you were to look at what characterizes a farmer, from an ideological perspective, is that those people plant a seed, you know, and then they cultivate the environment, and you never see what happens under the soil. You know? So likewise with a hustler or a business owner, someone who initially has an idea, no one sees that idea, and he's the one that actually has to actualize, create an environment that will cultivate that idea until, you know, it becomes a fully fledged business. So the only problem with the local businesses is that they are not getting a platform, you know, especially the locally manufactured products. They don't get a platform where their products will get shelf space in the big retail spaces like Pick n Pay and so forth. And others are clothing brands, so you'll never, it's hard, you know, to enter the market within the retail space of other well-known brands, you know. So that's why we created Soweto Farmers Market, for it to be a platform where these brands can exhibit, you know, and we bring people, you know. So we bring the market closer to them, because after all, we are the market, you know. So it happened the first time in October 2021, and it was, for the first time, it was actually a good start, you know. So this will be our second one this year, and we are hoping it will be bigger, and it will be hosted at the Soweto Equestrian Center in Rockville, you know. So a very interesting piece of history about the actual center is that it is Mr. Enos Mafokate who is running the center. Actually, it's the only Soweto Equestrian Center in Soweto, you know. So a bit of history about the man, Enos Mafokate, is that he is the first show jumper champion in the world, you know. So he has represented South Africa on a very big platform. He was actually the first black man also to represent South Africa as a jockey at the Olympics, you know. So he's been running the Soweto Equestrian Center from his own pocket for years now. So we are just also giving a platform for the center, to be giving it some exposure, so that maybe, you know, after this interview, we'll get a bit of sponsors, you know, to sponsor the place. Also sponsor Soweto Farmers Market, you know, because we really are trying to have an impact on local businesses, you know, and to help them grow, to develop their products, you know, to give them digital skills, because we also want to create an online platform which will be an actual market, you know. So it's not only an event, it's actually creating a platform and creating an ecosystem, you know, of locally manufactured products where they'll sell amongst each other, but also the market will have access to their products once we are done with the online platform. But for now, just to, you know, gather the funds and give them exposure through the Soweto Farmers Market.
I quite like what you're saying. And just to catch a bit of your initial remarks, you speak about creating a platform, especially for businesses, local businesses as well. Now, the Soweto Farmers Market really aims to bridge the gap between local producers as well as consumers as well. Could you share a bit more light or the success stories of local producers who have benefited from being part of this market?
Well, there are some guys who attended the first one. From the top of my head, they did a juice. You know, it's called Kasi fruits. Ne? So They hadn't started. It was not a long time that they had started the business, you know. But when we caught up with them after the market, we realized that the strides that they had made, you know, with their business after the market itself, you know. Because what we do is that we also market the brands that will be attending the market, you know, on our socials. So obviously the market and people then get to see the brands that are going to be part of the market, and hence they got attention, you know. So they got a lot of sales, you know, and they also were able to scale up a bit, you know, as far as their production. But another problem with local producers is that we need to attract resources so that they are able to deal with the demand, you know, that will come with the supply demand, you know. So that then becomes a problem that as a producer or as a local manufacturer, you either don't have the resources or you don't have the facilities, you know, for you to be able to deal with the demand that might come once your product attracts a lot of attention, you know. So those are the things that we are trying to address.
It's quite fascinating to hear about the venue at the Soweto Equestrian Center. You described it as a very historic venue as well. It's a combination of farm-like atmospheres with the market as well. What led to the choice of this particular venue, and how does it contribute to the overall experience that makes the Soweto Farmers Market?
Very interesting question. The reason why we wanted it to host it at the Soweto Equestrian Center is for it to give the event that rustic farm-like vibe, you know, that farm-like feel. Where you are there, you need to see a horse. Once you see a horse, you'll almost feel like you're on an actual farm, you know. Another reason is that people like us, from where we come from, they're not really exposed to horse riding, you know, and the likes, you know. So it adds another nice element to the event, you know, because people then get exposed or get to ride a horse, you know, and the kids get to, you know, to do pony rides, you know. So yeah, the reason was we just wanted the farm-like feel, you know, to add that aesthetic, that nice aesthetic to the event. Yeah.
So the Soweto Farmers Market is also not just about shopping. It's about engaging the community as well. Could you elaborate a bit further on the ways in which the market itself gives back to the local community?
Well, on the day, it is also a form of job creation because we get guys who will be part of our security detail, you know, amongst other things. We get people who, because some of the stalls, the guys who come through, they are sole traders. They work alone. So they are able to get other people around them, you know, so that they can come help out at their store, you know. So there are a number of things that happen at the event where we are able to get locals, you know, local young people to be part of the event, and then we then pay them a bit so that it's a form of job creation, you know. It's a form of job creation, you know. So those are the things that we, through sponsorship, of course, we will be able to do more, you know. But currently, we are doing it straight from our pockets, you know, and we are really hoping that maybe after this interview, someone out there will be gracious enough, you know, to bless us with some sponsorship.
So this year you've also partnered with the Soweto Film Festival, which is celebrating its 40th anniversary. Tell us a bit more about that.
All right. So the Soweto Film Festival is also turning 40 years, you know. And the whole idea of the festival this year is to showcase Soweto. You know, every person that contributed to making Soweto what it is, you know, and every place, you know, that is sort of iconic as far as the history of Soweto is concerned, you know. So the reason why we also partnered up with Soweto Film Festival is that they are currently doing a documentary on Enos Mafokate, you know, the man who owns Soweto Equestrian Center. you know. So because of that, you know, we felt that there is a synergy, you know, with the Soweto Film Festival, because it will also able to give the man his flowers while he's still alive, you know, and talk about his history.
Very quickly, remind us of the day, the venue, and how people can get their hands on tickets.
All right, so it's on the 26th of November. It's on a Sunday, so people can get their tickets on CompuTicket online. They can also get it on Quicket. They can get us on our socials at Soweto Farmers Market on Facebook and Instagram. And then they can also call us. We can get them the physical tickets. They can also get physical tickets. We have that.
Mbulelo Ntshatsha, he's the founder of Soweto Farmers Market, telling us a bit more about this exciting event as well.